Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii, and in this video I'm going to be showing the most important vehicles every player must own in GTA Online. It's going to be a variety of vehicles from a bunch of different classes, so let's get straight into it. The first kind of vehicle every player should have is an Amani Tech upgradable vehicle. Now there's a couple different options for this one. I actually made a whole video on the best Amani Tech vehicles if you want to check that out after. I decided to narrow it down to just 2 Amani Tech vehicles, and I guess you guys can pick whichever one you like better or buy both. Both of them are awesome. First one is a relatively new one, the Paragon S. It's a beautiful luxury vehicle, a more modern looking Paragon R basically, but it actually has Amani Tech, which then you can put the missile lock-on jammer, so it's very safe and to drive in free mode. These days there are so many Oppressor Mark IIs in online sessions, so any of them can lock onto you unless you drive an Amani Tech car with the missile lock-on jammer, so then no weaponized vehicle can actually lock onto you with homing missiles. I really like cruising around with this car because of how stable the car is. It's a very good handling vehicle along with some good speed, but the highlight for me is actually the looks of it. I love the Bentley look, and the stock wheels it's got is one of the coolest in the entire game. You can actually color them. There's a trick to do it. You actually have to select another set of wheels, color those, and then switch back to the stock wheels, and then the stock ones will be colored. I mean, any car that has unique, nice looking stock wheels like this one is definitely appreciated. The Paragon S is one of the best all-arounder vehicles to own in the game, especially in the Amani Tech class. And you can find it in the legendary Motorsport website for just over $2 million, which is not that bad of a price. I've seen way more overpriced vehicles. If you don't have a lot of money to spend on a car, lucky for you, this next Amani Tech car you can actually unlock for completely free, and it's one of the best in the game. The Ocelot Virtue is an electric supercar with crazy fast accelerations. It's one of the fastest accelerating vehicles. It originally cost about $2.2 million, but you can unlock it for free by completing the first and last dose missions. If you don't know how to start those up, just go to the R icon in Sandy Shores. You end up saving a lot of money, and you get an exclusive livery on it when you pick it up. Now, not only does it have the missile lock-on jammer, so no weaponized vehicles can lock onto it, but it also has the armor plating upgrade, so it takes a good amount of rockets to fully blow up the vehicle, making it very difficult for a griefer or tryhard or anyone like that to actually get you inside of this thing. It's also equipable with slick mines, so if someone's chasing you in a land vehicle, you can place these down by pressing down on the left stick, and then the vehicle behind you will start losing control completely. The Brickade 6x6 is one of my favorite vehicles to use in free roam. It's actually so much fun because of the crazy ramming power it's got. When customizing it, make sure to put the large scoop ram weapon on the front of it. It's gonna make cars go absolutely flying. The ramming capability with the large scoop is crazy. One of the most powerful vehicles in the entire game. It's actually so much fun to use. Sure, it may not have the missile lock-on jammer because it's not an Amani Tech vehicle, but it does have an extra armor plating upgrade, which is gonna make it where someone needs a ridiculous amount of missiles to fully blow up the vehicle. I believe it's around 50 missiles to fully blow up this thing. That is so many missiles, and keep in mind a lot of weaponized vehicles have a limited amount of missiles to use anyway, and if someone does have a vehicle with unlimited missiles, they're gonna need a long time to actually hit you with that many missiles. Extremely explosive resistant vehicle, so very good to use it in that sense. You technically unlock it for free by playing the first dose missions. It comes with the Freak Shop property, which is a free property you can get, but then you need to spend $750k to upgrade the Brickade into the Acid Lab, so there's a whole business inside of this truck, which I honestly see it as kind of like a bonus because this vehicle is already extremely useful, but with the business inside of it you can actually make money too, so this is a W. The next type of vehicle that's important to own is an HSW upgradable vehicle. These are vehicles that can get enhanced performance upgrades inside of the LS car meet, and just like with the Amani Tech vehicles, I'm gonna choose 2 different options that you guys can choose from. The first one is a motorcycle, the Hakiii Drag HSW. This is my go-to vehicle to complete HSW time trials, meaning you can make some good money with it, and this is the fastest land vehicle in the entire game. Maybe along with the Stinger TT, but that vehicle is way harder to handle. I feel like this is a super fast motorcycle with a crazy top speed. With an HSW vehicle, you have to buy the base version of the vehicle first, and then actually spend more money on the HSW upgrade, which varies depending on the vehicle itself. So you buy the regular Hakiii Drag for just over 900,000, and then an extra 1.4 million for the HSW upgrade, plus some more upgrades, so it's gonna be pretty expensive. Close to $3 million spent total on a fully upgraded Hakiii Drag HSW. Another great option for the HSW class is the Niobe. Now this has become one of the most popular vehicles in the entire game. game, not just in the sports class, mainly because it's such a good all-arounder vehicle. It's got a crazy fast top speed and acceleration. It looks amazing. I want to say one of the community's fan favorites just because of the looks and the great performance and everything. In a lot of people's opinion, this is one of the best looking cars in the whole game, and I can kind of agree with that. Lucky for us, Rockstar decided to bless this car with some HSW upgrades, making it even faster. The catch is that it is really expensive, so buying the base version is 1.8 million, and then an extra 1.8 million for the HSW upgrade. For all the customization and just maxing out this whole vehicle, it's gonna run you almost $4 million. Next up is an awesome helicopter that's a lot of people's go-to vehicle for free mode mainly. The Sparrow is the fastest helicopter in the game. It's an awesome lightweight helicopter that's so useful for so many things, both missions and free roam. You can spawn it within a second right next to you through the interaction menu, and you can actually just get out of really sticky situations. If you're stuck on a mountain, it's usually gonna spawn right next to you. It's super useful for getting you to places quick, plus you have homing missiles with it, and it got an armor buff with the most recent bottom dollar bounties DLC. Previously it couldn't take any missiles, but now it could actually withstand one explosion, which isn't a whole lot, but it's really nice to have with already such a good helicopter. So this is one of the must-have vehicles I recommend. You do have to own a Kosaka submarine before this, so this is kind of like an extension vehicle to the submarine, but I believe it's 100% worth it. From one air vehicle to another, the F-160 Raiju is the ultimate vehicle to own in GTA Online, maybe along with the Oppressor Mark II. The buy it now is over $6.8 million, and the trade price is just over $5.1 million, so if you can't get the trade price, that's going to save you a lot of money. One of the most expensive things you can possibly buy in this game, but this thing is an absolute beast, so it kind of justifies the crazy price tag. Not really, but half the things in this game are overpriced, so it's no surprise. It's kind of a hybrid of both the Hydra and the P996 laser in one, because it's got vertical mode, like hover mode you can say, and then if you press down on the left stick, you go into regular jet mode, so instead of acting like a helicopter, it acts more like a plane. The Raiju is one of the, if not the fastest vehicle in the entirety of GTA 5. The weapon variety is pretty powerful. Of course, you have the homing missiles, and then you have an explosive MG, which I always like to use, even though it's a bit hard to aim with. My favorite feature with it is stealth mode. You can go completely off the radar for everybody in the session at any given time, simply by pressing right on the D-pad. Then it's going to put you in stealth mode, and you cannot use any of the weapons, but it's still pretty good because you could just press right D-pad again and just sneak up on someone and use them on them. Now, making a very sharp turn from a super expensive vehicle to a super cheap vehicle, the Baddy 801 motorcycle is up next, and it only costs 15,000 bucks. You're gonna spend more on the customization of this thing than actually buying the vehicle, and this is a very good beginner vehicle to have. This bike is a huge bang for your buck, so definitely take advantage of good deals like this one. Next one is a great counter vehicle to the Oppressor Mark II. It feels like in every single session you see at least a couple of Oppressor Mark II users, and a lot of them can actually go after you for no apparent reason. The Toror is an awesome vehicle to use against Oppressor Mark IIs because the missile tracking on it is way more accurate than the Mark IIs, meaning if you're in a battle with one and you're both firing at each other, the chances of the Toridor's missiles hitting is much greater than the Mark II's missiles. Also, it's a vehicle that can go completely underwater. It acts like a submarine, and it's actually just a better version of the submersible we already have. You can literally just drive in any body of water, hold right D-pad, and that's going to turn the vehicle into a submarine. I also really like the rocket boost it has on the back of it. It's the fastest recharging rocket boosted vehicle we have. The rocket boost itself is a little short, but I'm honestly kind of happy because some vehicles rocket boost is a bit too long for my liking, like for example the Scramjet, because sometimes it just feels like it's never gonna stop even though you want it to. Believe it or not, the Oppressor Mark II isn't only for douchebags, but it's actually a super useful vehicle. Even though it's expensive like the Raiju, it's also one of the most popular vehicles to get around the map. It's super comfortable to use, you can stop at any time, it's really easy to maneuver, and although the missile tracking on it did get nerfed not once but twice I believe, it's still one of the best vehicles out there that everyone should own. The missile tracking used to be better, and this vehicle used to be way cheaper as well, but Rockstar just made it way more expensive so less people end up buying it, I guess. Let's just say in every single GTA Online session there's a good chance you're gonna see at least a couple of people using this, and for a good reason, just because it's still good to this day. If you went on to enjoy this video, drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new for more awesome videos like these that you do not want to miss. Now click the video on screen now for the best HSW upgradable vehicles in GTA GTA Online. I hope y'all enjoy that video, and peace.